Why is it so hard to convince people of certain outcomes or of things that are damaging for them and to change their point of view into something that is probably or hopefully much better than the situation they are in? See, the problem with most people nowadays is that they live in abuse and abandonment because a sick society can only proliferate through that. When people go through enough pain, the problem is their survival systems identify emotions as painful, as harmful. So, in order to protect themselves from emotional overdose, from emotional, flooding, the survival systems say that emotions are bad. So, in time, the brain will shut down the corresponding parts of it that well take care of emotions and regulate emotions. Therefore, they therefore the brain initiates numbing down, right? If you want people to be numbed down, you simply teach them and you make them become as distant from their emotions as possible. When people no longer radiate emotions, they feel all dead. When you look at most of the people around you, why do you think we are being subliminally taught about zombie apocalypse? Because the zombie apocalypse is not going to be about a virus that is going to turn everyone into zombies. Most people are already zombies because they are running away from their emotions. So these people, they need to fill that void with something. So they only get a bit of emotion out of cerebrality. That's why I call them cerebraliers, right? They are obsessed with the mind. They must always keep themselves busy. And that is why the whole society, in its sickness, has simply adjusted itself to keeping your mind busy. Entertainment, mass media, and all of these have been done with the purpose to keep your mind busy. And therefore, they keep you away from your intuition. They keep you away from your inner voice, from your inner guidance, which also speaks to you through your emotions. If you keep people down emotionally, well, they will not be living life much. Because when you draw a line on your deathbed, you will remember the emotions you felt, not just the events in your life, right? The emotions you have felt. The people who simply don't want to be saved, why would you simply be stupid enough to simply try to save them? They have adjusted not just their brain, but the brain has rewired itself, neurologically speaking, to simply only listen to that which gives them a little bit of emotion. Because they have drowned themselves so much in this lack of emotion, in this lack of feelings, in this lack of empathy, that that is the only thing they also expect from others. So when you try to change that, when you act differently, they will act aggressively because you're not fighting their viewpoints. You're fighting their comfort zone because their viewpoints give them comfort. Because in their viewpoints, if things never change, their comfort zone will stay the same. So they don't have to assume any responsibility. They don't have to commit to any change. That's why those kinds of people also run away from any kind of change, right? They never want something to change because it's gonna force them to change, to realign towards something. Simple people like this can always be a problem in society. But what is the underlying problem is that just like all beings, they are creatures of comfort. It's just that the problem is their brain simply rewired itself to run away from emotion, to run away from depth. That's why you're not gonna see those people look at multiple viewpoints. They're just gonna stick to their own point and to the same sources of information, to the same sources of mental programming, of formatting, because it is the same thing as with smoking. It doesn't do you good, but it was specifically designed to psychologically make you think you are feeling good. Make people angry, and this is how you control them. Make people feel good, and it is a much easier way to control them. Hopefully, this video raised a bit of awareness. You are appreciated, take care, enjoy life, and remember one little thing. If creation does not bother itself to change people, why would you suddenly decide to be stupid to simply do it? Because in your limitedness, you're not gonna do anything. Creation itself says it's not worthy trying to help those who do not want to be helped. And somehow, out of a sensation of uh, naivety coupled with an idea of empathy, you want to suddenly save everyone. It's not gonna work. This being said, Ferenc Board signing out.